Welcome back, fam. Hopefully you had a good week. If you're watching this video, you're still in the land of the living. Um, a lot of people are dying right now, and I know it's a challenging time, but we can get through it together if we actually put our minds to it and quit pretending. Today's idea that I had, I just want to share with you a thought that some of you may or may not have thought, or maybe just it's just a thought that you will take and you can agree with, right? And this is based on maturity, a level of maturity. I want to talk about a word that I've noticed been spread around a little bit more lately, especially in social media. I've been using this word for quite some time, uh, and that word is interdependency. Now we know, especially in the Black community, in R&B and hip hop is very, very much so. Independent, it's what people want to claim and where people wish to thrive and stay. That's the state of mind that they wish to be in. Well, to me, I say independent is a good place to be, but not a good place to stay. That is, you are still not fully mature when you are independent. Most people they love an independent woman, an independent man. Well, I just wanted to kind of go through something about those definitions, right? So a dependent person, requires someone or something uh, for financial, emotional, or other support. They depend on someone else, and usually, a dependent person is always asking, "Can you do it?" The words they use is, "Can you do it?" Can you give me something? It's always somebody else giving something to them or doing it for them. They'd actually depend on that person. Children, a baby is very dependent upon that person. Or another entity, they're dependent upon their parents, which they should be. But the parents should be teaching them how to grow and become independent. Now, of course, children who become independent, they start using uh, words and terms like "I can do it." It changes from you to I. But the thing about staying in an independent mindset is independent people tend to become more selfish and self-centered because they are so used to thinking about themselves, right? That they operate, all of their operations is based on what they can receive. I'm gonna get mine, you better get yours. That's that mentality. And as we see right now, especially with COVID-19 in full swing, second phase, whatever you want to call it, and a lot of people are coming under a lot more stress that they're not used to. Well, a lot of selfish people are beginning to see just how far they actually can go. See, one person can go 100%, but that's all you can go. Whatever your 100% is individually, that's all you'll ever be able to achieve is 100%. Now, if 100% is good, if you're good with that, that's fine. You're content with that. But most people, 100% of whatever you can do is not, to me, you can't fulfill your dreams. You can't fulfill a lot of things because uh, usually whatever you put your mind to and anything that is not necessarily just sitting in your lap already, it's not something you're just going to be able to just go up there and grab. You're going to have to put a lot more effort than than your 100%. I don't want to call it simple, but your 100% may not be enough. And here comes interdependency. Now, interdependency, I don't necessarily want to call it a state of mind. I would probably call it an operation, right? Interdependent people, or a person whose interdependency needs independent people who wish to work interdependently. Uh, I can get 100% of whatever I can do, but another person, can get more. We always hear, I'm sure you see this shirt, and this shirt, it says Black Father. Yes, I have a daughter. But I couldn't do it by myself. I know that kind of sounds funny, but even the creation of the daughter, I couldn't do it by myself. I needed somebody else. And I'm actually against people who constantly saying, I don't need this. women saying, I don't need a man, men saying, I don't need a woman. You actually do need them. Uh, when you act like you don't and you go through life, you actually have a miserable life. Most of these people, they get run through because you reap what you sow, and you're gonna attract that kind of energy. I don't need somebody. I don't need him. Well, no, you might not need him to validate you, but a woman, I believe, a heterosexual woman. I mean, I'm not gonna speak for anybody else, but a heterosexual woman needs a man, and a heterosexual man needs a woman. We do need you. It's you got people that got bad characters and they don't want to do anything right about you, but they still need you. I do. And my daughter, she needs both parents. She don't need just one. It doesn't matter if you can do it. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And you can do 100%, but we can do 200, 300. We can go further. And the more people, when teams do it, they can do a lot more than an individual can. So being independent is good. That's fine. But it's being interdependent is where you evolve and you move forward and you can go bigger and greater than you ever thought possible. I want to implore and I want to encourage you, especially in this time, to try to um, actually come together with family and friends. Reach out to people and share whatever you have. It can be knowledge, it can just be time. But somebody needs something and they can't get it by themselves. And I want to say that, in this time, it's very crucial. People are actually dying. People want to commit suicide. Suicide rates if only you knew how many people that even in my small circle of this world, I've encountered more suicide notices and, people who have thought about it than I have in my entire life in this short span of COVID-19 being, on the mainstream scope. I want, it's a very, man, this thing is so real that it seems like it's an infection, right? It seems like it's an infection rather than just a state, a mental state that somebody's in. It seemed like some of these people seem like they got infected with it, almost like COVID-19. I don't, it can be very discouraging, but don't be discouraged. And please do not think that just because you're going through a struggle that you have to go through it alone. You know, there are also other ways of people going through financial struggles. And even with financial struggles, there are ways, if you stay open minded, there are ways to be, financially independent, but to operate interdependently. You just got to actually keep your mind open. So I just want to put that out there. Don't be stagnant in your state of mind or your state of being. Learn how to be interdependent. We together, especially in the Black community, we together can make ourselves better. We don't have to always be thinking somebody else do it. We can do it ourselves as a unit, and we can come under one umbrella in one cause, and think and unify not just resources but our minds, unify our wills, and we can do in the Old Testament of the Bible. For those who are Christians, God actually paid attention, and it got his attention, and he moved because the people were on one accord. It wasn't one person, it was a whole people on one accord. And when they did it, that was a powerful thing that even God had to take notice of. So please don't think that you individually are so great. You may be great, but there's always somebody that either needs you or you need them. Don't close your mind off, and let's communicate. Let's share resources. Let's share knowledge, wisdom. Let's share understanding of things. Let's share methods. Let's share ideas and time and energy with each other. Love, respect, and honor. And let's be one big family. So I want to say peace be unto you, and you have a good night, another good week, and be blessed. Now I know some of you may have been eyeing this drawing behind me on the dry erase board. If you're curious or interested about what that drawing represents, contact the information in the description box.
Support the community, join the family, receive the increase. Ujamaa.